Yugen, Yugen. We'll be right back to find out what does that mean. Good, glorious morning, everyone. It's Friday, April 5th, 4524. How are you feeling? Are you feeling a sense of rebirth? Are you feeling, or are you still kind of in between looking for clarity? Well, I want to welcome you in today. I'll talk to you about what that word means. I'm not even sure I got the pronunciation right, but when you hear the definition of that word, I know it's going to touch you. So good morning. This is morning coffee. Got the mug, morning coffee, and a poem. And by the way, if you're on YouTube and I'm not sure if you can share photos on YouTube, but send me your mug. Send me a picture of your mug. I'd love to see your mug, your tumbler. What do you drink out of? Are you drinking juice, lemon water? I have this organic coffee with, it's actually Four Sigmatic. I'll have to get them as a sponsor of the show. If anybody knows anybody at Four Sigmatic, and it's got ashwagandha or something. I'm not even saying it right, but there's a mushroom in there. And I'm happy to say I'm down to like 40 to 50 milligrams, probably like 50 milligrams of caffeine a day. I cut it out. So I'm only doing a little bit of caffeine in the morning. It's half the caffeine. It's got the adaptogens. Anyway, that's not what you came here for, but you did come here for your morning coffee and a tea. So let me get back to that word and then we'll get into some poetry. Lion's mane. Yes, I like the one with lion's mane. Do you feel things are changing and shifting? So the word Yugen, I have to get the pronunciation. I'm close. It's a Japanese word, and it means a profound awareness beyond words of the universe's beauty and mystery. A profound awareness beyond words of the universe's beauty and mystery. I'm going through a transformation. We got a live thing coming through. This is what this is about. And I'm going to give you some applause on that. But what I want you to do before we get into it, think about that word, an awareness beyond words, and take a moment to just breathe this morning. Just the ability to breathe freely, unencumbered, not constricted and tense and fired up, just the ability to pause for a moment and check in with yourself. That is the seed to tap into that awareness beyond words and this profound appreciation. Maybe you don't feel that. Maybe you're getting close. Maybe you're feeling something shifting inside of you. If you like this, please tap the screen and share it with one person. That helps me out a great deal. You don't have to do a lot. If every person does a little, it helps. This is all self-funded at this point, and I'm the creator, production. So anything you can do to help me is greatly appreciated, and that's all I ask. Here's what I say: don't share it if you're not getting value, but if you're getting value, share it. Send the link to a friend. Anything helps me out like that. So I want to keep doing this, and we want to grow it and make it better. And I'm going to be taking this show on the road. I'm going to be traveling the world. So we're taking this on the road. I could be in a town near you. We might do some live events. I'm planning to really expand this message of conscious moments, conscious awareness, a deepening in you, not the superficial noise. There's something deeper. Are you feeling that today? Okay, so we got that, Yugen, a profound awareness beyond words, the universe's beauty and mystery. And I feel like it's so interesting. I found this word this morning, and it's in this book here. It's called Forest Bathing Retreat. I feel like I'm on the precipice of that. Thank you, Shoshana. Really appreciate this. We know the world needs this, but this is going to go to my second thing. This is from my personal journal. A friend gave me this. All good things are wild and free. That doesn't necessarily mean reckless, although that can happen sometimes. So this is from my personal journal. We're just going to read, and you're free to type in the comments this morning. And I also have some quotes for you. It's National Poetry Month. So here we go. This is kind of a little bit of a mix. The world is addicted to noise and speed because it's the longing of the ego for validation. The ego believes it will be validated in the noise and speed. And I would add, as it rapidly seeks the future. The spirit recognizes the noise and speed, but does not get caught in those things. The spirit transcends, steps out of time and tactics while serving the greater good. And then I added this little thing, and this isn't relevant for everybody, right? Every truth is a half truth. All paradoxes can be reconciled. Your ego is driving you mad, making you feel like you should be somewhere else, creating a low-level torture that borders insanity. In another realm, where you are now is a form of utopia, especially for a weathered heart. And there's more. Cultivate the practice of trusting your now. Deepening your trust in this present moment allows you to live more fully in this moment. Without the deepening of trust, this moment is anxious. Without the deepening of trust, this moment is flawed. But while you may feel flawed or your situation is flawed or imperfect, in there lies the perfection through the deepening of trust. Everything's a paradox. It is. You could take any concept. The words that I'm saying are in some way half-truths. But it's for us to figure out. And how do we do it? We tap into you. You tap into your now. And then maybe as you meander through the catacombs, the infinite catacombs of this thinking mind, you just might uncover, you might lose your mind. As a matter of fact, I want to point you to my poetic blog. And actually, ironic, I didn't plan on this, but it's called I Lost My Mind. And if you go to austinjhaynes.com, you'll be able to you'll see on the tab, it's like the last tab, it says poetic blog. There's about 4 poetic blogs up there. It's mostly informal writing, but if you go to the one that says Wissahickon Valley and it starts, I lost my mind, it talks about, like, it's a sliver, a moment in time. You can dive into that. And through that losing of the mind, we might just discover Yugen, or let me think, Yugen. I'm trying to get that accent, but it's a profound awareness beyond words of the universe's beauty and mystery. All right, let me check in. How are you doing today? Let's see if we got any comments on here. And it is National Poetry Month. So let me just share a quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. And I've been bringing this book up. This is a book by Ralph Waldo Emerson. And I'm ecstatic to say that this book, I purchased this in Ralph Waldo Emerson's home. I walked through the home. I was in his library and they sold these books there. And what's great about this book, I know they're his quotes. You know how sometimes on the internet, you don't know who's quoting what? Thank you, Kay. Kay, I know Kay read my poetic blog. Check it out. I know it's going to help you. Even if you don't like poetry, you read it, I'm telling you, it will kind of take you away a little bit. So here's a couple quotes that I love. This is one that we can speak to National Poetry Month here in April. Poetry teaches the enormous force of a few words. In proportion to the inspiration, checks loquacity. I think I said that right. Let me just check my pronunciation on that. Yes, loquacity. So loquacity, if you don't know what that word is talkativeness. It would be unnecessary words. So what he's saying is poetry teaches the enormous force of a few words in proportion to the inspiration, and checks loquacity. In other words, checks it at the door, because especially if you go into like a haiku or an Ian2, they're smaller frameworks where it forces you to concentrate what you're communicating into a smaller box, which again, every truth is a half truth. Sometimes that's really effective, and sometimes we want more. Sometimes we want the extemporaneous. We want loquacity sometimes. And that's what our thoughts do. Our thoughts are loquacious, aren't they? There's always talking up here. Never stops. And the other one, talk about simplicity. How about this? Hitch your wagon to a star. Hitch your wagon to a star. Who wants to hitch their wagon to a star? Some of you are like, I'm already hitched. I'm already saddled up and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to hitch my wagon to a star. I'm hitched and I'm ready to go. But maybe you don't feel that this morning. And we got to honor where everyone is, because, and I think I'll go back to trust in your now. What does your now have to teach? And here's the Get Free, Stay Present, Move Forward mug. I'm going to pause just for a moment here. We learn to pause because we're so filled with content and rapid fire information that just taking a moment to pause right here with you, we can begin to condition that into our lives. And we understand that we don't have to be going all the time. And it's about the micro. It's about the, what was the other Japanese word? There's another Japanese word I just remembered. And I wrote it down too. So you're going to get bonuses here just for being here on Friday. Kaizen. Kaizen. Kaizen is the micro. It's the little moments. So I call them micro moments. If you can manage the micro moments, you can begin to manage your life. If you can begin to pause, let's just pause for a moment and And then when we come back here, I'll share some quotes from Ben Franklin. They're funny, some of them, because they're written, a couple hundred years ago. So just take a moment. I know it's hard. I know it's difficult. You got stuff to do. Just take a moment. Just a breath in through the nose. Belly expands. Pause. Exhale. Just that micro moment. It only takes a few seconds. And the more you can practice that, it's powerful. Do you feel it? You feel that sense of calm. You didn't have to work hard to do it. You couldn't think yourself there. You had to just allow yourself there. See? Okay. We'll share a couple quotes and then we'll send you on your way here to have a beautiful day. I'll end the live stream on YouTube. I'll leave TikTok open for a few so I can play some music. I'm just going to open this up randomly and grab a quote. This is Ben Franklin. Great spenders are bad lenders. Great spenders are bad lenders. Graft good fruit all or graft not at all. Graft good fruit all or graft not at all. So graft, good morning, Bluegrass. Let's give some welcome here. And we look up the word graft. I think I know what it means, but I'm just going to look it up so we're all on the same page. Insert a shoot or a twig. It was common to graft different varieties onto a single trunk. So basically grow good fruit or not at all, and that means like whatever you're going to put your hands to today, wherever you're now. Remember we talked about you're now? Neither a borrower or a lender be. Okay, good for you. That's good. Good. That's good. And whatever you're going to put your hands to today, do it with purpose, do it with intention. Even I said yesterday, even if you're cleaning the toilets. I used to clean, actually, now I'm thinking about it. I used to clean toilets. I forgot about this. I've pulled weeds, I've cleaned toilets, and because I worked at a school for a little while as a janitor. And yeah, I cleaned toilets, but I can't say I had the insight that I had now, but I didn't really complain about it. I just did it. And you clean the toilets, do it well, add meaning to it. And I think I was talking about that yesterday when I knew children are going to come in there. They're going to use the bathrooms. So clean them, make them look nice. And the thing is, I said this, if you check out my reel, I'm going to be posting it on TikTok. And you offer your fruit, but the world may not receive it, or they may not even be aware of it. It's okay. Can I read that? Yeah, absolutely. Graft good fruit all, or graft not at all. So I'm just gonna rip through a couple of these and then we'll end this. A full belly is the mother of all evil. A full belly is the mother of all evil. And it's again the paradox of life. We want a full belly, we seek a full belly. Then when we get it, if we don't get hungry again, You see how there's this contrast, this juxtaposition of life, and that what I want this to do for you this morning is to open up the acceptance of your journey, the swings, and then through that, open up the acceptance for you. And then through that acceptance, you begin to love yourself at a deeper level. You can't love others unless you love yourself. You're going to love others at the level you love yourself. And once you cycle through the traditional love dance of finding a mate, there's that dance, and then the real stuff. And at the end, then there's the real relationship. The beginning is just all like, you don't know who you think you know the person. And then once all the stuff wears off, then you learn who the person is. So it's why it's important to do the work. Let's see. I used to graft. You see, like, isn't this amazing? I used to graft. You have to have good rootstock to graft. That quote is deep. Who knew, right? Who knew that we were going to have someone on here that grafted? Bluegrass 8264. If you post a video on your TikTok account and tag me in it, what grafting is, I'll share it so everyone can see, because it's a term that truthfully I didn't know. And I know I've probably read the quote before, but this morning I just felt led to look it up. You see how we can learn. So I would love for you to post something on that. And this way I can tag you in it. I'll duet it. You know what I mean? I'll duet it so we can learn what grafting is. So we can maybe see if there's a visual that you could share. That would be awesome. So I love that. Okay, 2 more and then we'll wrap it up. We'll wrap up the YouTube stream. An old man in a house is a good sign. An old man in a house is a good sign. And what I think about that is wisdom. Wisdom. You rode the storm. You weathered the storm. And now you're there. You get to age gracefully. And I think same goes true for a woman. Is true for a woman, in my opinion. The things which hurt instruct. The things which hurt instruct. And as we found out last night, sometimes the pains are deep. There was a woman, I asked you to hold her to the light. Her name is, I don't know her name, but her call sign on TikTok is Cyrish. And she lost her 12-year-old son 2 months ago. So you talk about that, you say things which hurt instruct, but sometimes hurts are so deep, you don't want to feel that instruction. So, but on a micro level, when we get hurt by trifling things, there's an instruction there. So anyway, I am grateful for you this morning. I ask you just to follow along, support me in any way you can. I am relaunching a course called the Journey to Freedom course. It's 9 questions to identify and remove limiting beliefs. And what I've learned in my journey is that you bring one limiting belief to the surface and you pull it out into the light, it loses its power over you. And so I produced this 9 questions to identify and remove limiting beliefs. If you go over to my website, Austin J. Haynes, all my stuff is there. You can take advantage and get the 9 questions. The questions are complimentary. There's also a course with it, which I'm going to be revising. I'm not going to talk too much about that right now, but you can get the questions complimentary. And I say questions are the answers. Questions are the answers. And so I am grateful this morning. So let me end this live stream on YouTube. And you can also go over to the YouTube channel. You can learn more about me there, my story, going from a 19-year employee to a poet. It's and meeting people like Kay, who's an artist. I see Brooklyn Dave is on here. Some folks keep coming back, so I'm grateful. We got a nice little nucleus here of people that are open to growth. Open to growth. So God bless everybody on YouTube. I'll stay on TikTok for a little bit, and we'll see you tomorrow.